Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly show of What is School For? This is a sister show of Classroom Without Walls. So this show is really inspired by my interview with the one and only Seth Godin. On this show, I interview startup founders like Sean Kelly and parents, educators, and even homeschooling students. We come here, we discuss, we debate, and we disrupt education so that our children can be future ready. And today I'm really, really excited to have and honored to have Sean Kelly to be on the show. When you first reached out to me through LinkedIn and told me your story, I was like, this is not true. I don't believe you. This is crazy. So I actually did some research. Then I saw you were actually being featured on Forbes. I was like, wow, this kid is so amazing. And the more I get to know Sean, and the more I'm impressed by him. Like I'm 40 years old. I told my husband. So Sean is 22. So I told my husband, I wish I could be as successful as you, Sean, when I get to 42 years old. Seriously. So really honored. And so those of you who don't know who is Sean Kelly, Sean is based in New Jersey, in my neighborhood. I'm in Philadelphia. And Sean is a school dropout and really struggled to finish his freshman in college from Rutgers University. But today he is one person, 1 million. I still can't believe that. Business owner selling t-shirt. And so really incredible. And if you are in parents, educators, entrepreneurs, we are all in for a treat. And I'm really fired up about this. So we are going to discuss Sean's journey to get to where he is today. I don't know how old you are today, 22 or 23. And we're also going to talk about education and how, as parents, we can better prepare our children to be ready for a constantly disruptive and changing workplace landscape. So we are live on LinkedIn. Hello, LinkedIn friends. We are live on Facebook. I say Timmy is already here. We are also live on Periscope and on YouTube. So let me know in the comment section where you are joining us live from, social media wise and geographically speaking. And Sean, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited and I can feel your energy.
Thank you so much. I'm so passionate about this topic. I'm all about disrupting education. So share with us, you gained your business idea while you were still in college. So share that story with us. What inspired you to actually think about, it's time for me to start a business. So share that story with us.
Yeah, so I was your typical college freshman, completely broke and just kind of depressed, honestly. And I was just in my dorm room one day, and I used to go to like the tailgates and stuff for Rutgers football games, and so many people wore jerseys and stuff. And I guess like in the back of my head, that stuck with me, and I realized there was a huge market for making jerseys. So one day in my dorm room, I just came up with the idea of making my own. And then I utilized Instagram to advertise a jersey and just went from there.
That's crazy. So when you gained that idea, like how many followers did you have on Instagram? Do you remember?
So luckily I already had an Instagram page that would post like basketball photos of the NBA superstars and stuff. So I think I had like 10,000 followers or something just from doing that for a year. And then I ended up converting that into Jersey Champs. I like changed the username and started posting only jerseys. So I already had some people to advertise to. So that's how I got my first few sales.
That's incredible. Like, were you intentional to kind of building your personal brand at the time, or you were just really passionate about this? You just want to share this? I ask this question because, I taught in higher education for so many years, and I noticed many of my own students and the young adults that I work with, they don't really know how to use social media to build their personal brand. They mainly use social media for entertainment. So I wanted to know back then, were you just being so intentional in
Mhm.
terms of building your personal brand at such a young age?
Yeah, so I think when you're building out a personal brand, you need something of value to offer. When I was first starting with Jersey Champs, I didn't really have that yet. So I didn't start building my personal brand until about a year and a half into the company when we already had some collaborations with some big celebrities and athletes.
Wow.
And it was much easier to build it then because I had all these photos. But what really changed my perspective was reading Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk, because that book talks about building a personal brand. And after I read that, I just went really hard on building the personal brand.
Yeah, that's incredible. So did you gain those ideas from like, even discovering Gary Vee from a particular class you were taking? Or like, where did you even gain that business savviness?
No, I definitely didn't learn Gary Vee from a college class. I found him on YouTube, and just listened to him for like 5 to 10 hours a day the first year of business. Like he's so motivational, like truly inspirational. I can't wait to meet him one day. Like he's the man.
Wow, I really, really love this. I love this. And I want to unpack your success story. We even have people from US, Australia join us live right now. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. So Sean, like the first year when you started your business, I want you to make sure I get the numbers right. So you generated like $250,000 revenue. And second year, you doubled, $500,000. Third year, you reached the $1 million mark, 1.2 million. And last year, you got featured on Forbes. This is so incredible within such a short period of time, because I don't think I have ever met an entrepreneur whose very first year they can generate that much revenue. So when you are reflecting on your journey, I want to ask you, so first, how much capital did you have when you get started? Did you have any investors or investment from your parents? So how did you get started? And then my second question for you is, how did you scale so fast, double and then $1 million mark? That's incredible.
Yeah, so I was super bootstrapped and broke when I was starting. So I think I had a little over $1,000, nothing crazy. And then we were able to scale just from following trends. So like we would release a jersey every time a major event happened. And for those couple weeks, like our sales would really spike up. And we got lucky the first year because there were so many things happening with the presidential election. There were a lot of memes, a lot of sports, crazy stuff in the sports world was happening. So we just kept riding the wave of trends, and we just utilized social media marketing to get all those sales. And then now it's a lot of word of mouth and Google and still social media too.
So you mean like social media marketing? Did you do any paid? If you only have $1,000 to get started, which makes this story even more like crazy. So if you only had $1,000 to get started, did you do any paid ad or just completely organically?
Yeah, so I did a pre-order model, which really helped. I didn't have to order the inventory up front. So I put the jersey up for pre-order. That way I could use $1,000 to spend on ads, because if I spent $1,000 on inventory, I would have no money to advertise it. And a lot of people make that mistake. So yeah, I paid Instagram pages to post my stuff. And then a few months later, I discovered Facebook ads, which really, helped us, because that's really powerful.
Oh wow! So you mainly did ad on like Facebook and Instagram. So you invested the $1,000. How was the ROI for you?
I think we did a 3 or 4x from what I remember return, and then I used that money to like fuel the next design and the next design. I was so broke at the time; I was only releasing one design at a time, and just testing it out.
Wow. Were you like, did you have any like concerns when you got started, or did you see where you are today when you were working on this in the very beginning?
Yeah, I knew I had to go all in because I was failing at college. So that wasn't really an option. I didn't think I could come back from that. I wasn't even in the business school because I couldn't get in because of this math class. And then I realized I got to really go hard on this. So yeah, I worked really hard that first year.
Oh wow, wow! Like any like specific story you want to share with us? Like, kind of, did you make any like maybe share like really like a big challenge that you have encountered, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, so the big challenge was picking the business or college because I couldn't do both. So I made the decision to like drop out or take a leave of absence, and that was really hard with my mother. She was really pissed, and I'm sure a lot of kids are scared to make that jump because it's a big life decision. But for me, I waited until there was some proof of concept before I dropped out. I didn't just drop out and then start like the next day. I already been in business for like 3 months, I think, and we had about 100,000 or something in sales. So that was enough validation for me to take the leap and go full time.
Oh wow, interesting, interesting. And you mentioned during your freshman year, I think, which was also the Forbes story, and I'm going to share the link in the comment section in a few seconds. And so you really struggled to pass this math class, and but clearly, look at where you are today. I'm sure you're very good with numbers. Every day you're thinking about numbers. So I wonder, like, did you ever go back to finish that degree or no? The,
No, I didn't go back because I wasn't even in the business school. Or else I probably would have considered it then, maybe. There are some cool professors there that I think do a good job because they bring in actual entrepreneurs that speak to the class. I really like that. I just spoke at Rutgers a month ago, and I really liked the way he ran his class because he would bring in entrepreneurs to talk to the students. I think that was cool. But yeah, I wasn't even in the business school, so for me, it wasn't worth trying to like pass that math class.
That's oh my god, this is like, yeah, I already see people's comments. So I want you to reflect on your journey. So your own educational experience and where you are today. So what do you think are some very important missing links in our educational system to help students become entrepreneurs, to become leaders, and even just like be ready for life?
Yeah, so I mean, I think the classroom sizes are way too big. Like we were talking about earlier, like 300 students is too much. I don't think you could get that personal touch with your students at that level. And they don't even, since they're teaching out of textbooks, they're not really up to date with the marketing tactics. Like social media marketing changes so frequently. Like there's always a new platform. Like you see TikTok like making a huge rise now. That stuff's not going to be in textbooks. They're just going to teach you like definitions and basic fundamentals. So I think they should bring in people to talk to their students that are actually running businesses, because that's where you learn the most, people actually doing it from experience. So yeah, I think that'd be the way to teach entrepreneurship.
Yeah, yeah, I so agree. I mean, like a big reason that actually how I got started on my own journey was because I realized many teachers were just teachers, including myself. That was a big aha moment for me on my teaching career. Then I actually started to practice what I was teaching in the classroom, and my teaching has improved a lot, and even my own personal career and my life has changed as a result of me becoming a practitioner. So I really love, thank you for sharing that. And like for you, you mentioned earlier like you didn't really enjoy the business class that much, and but clearly to run a very successful business you need to know a lot. So how did you fill in the knowledge gaps to really help you build and grow Jersey Champs?
Yeah, great question. It's crazy because I hated learning in the public school system, like the way it was taught. Like I actually despised it. It was awful. But then as soon as I started learning on my own, like from YouTube videos and online courses, I loved it. And now I'm obsessed with it. Like I love learning. I love reading. I love learning new information that I can implement in the business. Like it's amazing. But yeah, just the way it's taught in school isn't like fun and entertaining and engaging. So yeah, I honestly started with YouTube. Then I started buying some courses, and I learned so much from those and books, like way more than I ever learned in public schooling.
Oh wow, that is so. I want everyone, because we have a few parents joining us right now, to really think about this. So what are some like exact ways you mentioned like public school is awful? So can you give us some specific examples that you think like how do you define awful? Give us kind of like some examples you think that are really, really bad, that really killed your interest in learning. What did they do?
Yeah, I just feel like they don't cater towards entrepreneurship specifically. I don't mean public school in general. I just mean towards entrepreneurs. They're not really in that same mindset as we are. Like my one professor had like 4 failed businesses and now he's a professor. I don't really think that's the type of person that should be teaching entrepreneurship. And just like, yeah, the people in like high school and stuff thought you were crazy when you tried to start your own business. And like, that's not the people I want to surround myself with or my kids with. I want people like-minded hanging around with them. So yeah.
That's incredible. So when you're actually starting out on this journey, you know, running your own business, like how did your peers feel about that? What did your friends say about that? Did you lose any friends and any like kind of like repercussions as a result of you pursuing a very different path than many of your peers?
Yeah, so it was a lonely road that first year because people think you're crazy, like that you're going all in on something and not focusing on school, like your parents, your friends. So I didn't tell that many people because I told like a couple people and they thought I was crazy. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna just do this on myself and like now prove it out to myself first before I start telling everyone. So I kind of just did that, isolated myself for like a year, and then I started telling more people. But yeah, it was definitely hard on my mom.
Oh, wow. Wow. So what do your parents, especially your mom, what does she think about you today? Is she happy for you? I'm sure.
Yeah, now she supports me. She helps me with my like taxes and accounting, and anytime I need help with her, 'cause she's good with numbers and marketing and sales and stuff. So she supports me now. My dad supports me, and that means a lot now.
That's incredible. So, and as I was reading the Forbes article, you know, you really built this as a one person business model. And I think that is, I don't know how common is that, but like I was very intrigued by that. So can you explain your business model with us a little bit more? Are you the only person? Like, do you pay yourself? Like how much you pay yourself? And like, do you have freelancers? So how does this one person $1 million business company work?
Yeah, so Gary Vee like talks about paying yourself when you're in a startup, and he said don't do that for the first 3 years. So I didn't do that for the first 2 years. Now I pay myself only 50 grand a year, and I reinvest everything back into the business because I don't really spend that much money. My biggest expense is my rent and my food, so that's about all I spend. And yeah, I have a ton of freelancers. So we have graphic designers that make the jersey designs. And then my store is hooked up to the factory directly. So they handle all the orders. So I don't touch anything anymore. So it's super streamlined. And then we got, you know, the accountant, which is like $500 a year or something. And yeah, that's about it, I think. And then the customer service. So we have an agency that does all the emails and the messages and things.
Wow. So you outsource those things. So where is your factory?
So we got 3. We have one in Guangzhou, one in Sialkot, Pakistan, and one in San Diego. Depending on how quick we need something, we'll use the US one if we need it the quickest, and then China if we need it. There's no delay.
How did you even discover them?
So yeah, my first one was the Pakistan one. I found them on Alibaba. The China one I found on AliExpress actually. Which was interesting. And then the San Diego one I found from a networking conference. One of my speakers referred me to him, and now like he's been super helpful.
Wow. That's incredible. That's so incredible. I'm so impressed. So like clearly today, you know, you are very successful. And I wonder if you can share with us, what do you think are something that you are really like, maybe you can share like 3 really core hard skills and soft skills that you have that really helps you get to where you are today?
Yeah, so I think the work ethic definitely helps. Like really good work ethic and whatever I put my mind to, like I always work really hard. And probably adaptability, because in the social media marketing world, things change so quickly, and a lot of people get caught up in what worked in the past and won't really adapt to what changes. Like people were reluctant to hop onto TikTok, but I was on that a year ago, and now like getting tons of views on there. People were reluctant to start Facebook ads like years ago, and now they're much more expensive than they were in the past. And then just knowledge, you always got to be learning in this space. Like if you're not learning, like people are gonna eventually pass you. So I'm always learning, like every day. I write down what I learn every day in a journal.
It's so true, and it's also interesting to hear how you mentioned, when you were still at school and you didn't really enjoy learning, but now you love learning. You learn every day. That is almost my experience. And when I was doing my PhD, I didn't feel like I was enjoying learning at all. But now I can truly say that I love learning. I even love my life a
Yeah.
lot more than when I was a professor and employee. Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, like a quick story. I used to listen to a podcast and people say that, oh, I love Monday. I used to call those people liars. I'm like, no way. Those people are liars. How can you love Monday? That was my old me speaking. But now I can say I love Monday. I love Friday. I love every single day in my life. So really inspiring to also hear your story. And clearly you have mastered kind of like the social media, getting the attention from those influencers. Like for other people who are starting out on this journey, and we are trying to cultivate some meaningful connections with influencers in our industry. And what are some tips you can share with us? You have so far how many 1.2 million followers. Let me share so people. Let me do a quick screen share so you guys can follow Sean on Instagram. So 1 second here. So you have 1.1 million followers on Instagram. You don't even post that much. My God, 30.
Yeah, that's my one weakness, my content. I need to take that more serious this year.
That's crazy. You don't even post that much, and you have like so many followers. And on LinkedIn, you also have like 20K thousand followers. You yeah. So share some tips with us, and how did you grow, and how did you get those influencers buy in to let them believe in you and share your content and work with you or for you?
Yeah, so I'll go platform by platform. I think my top three are LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok. So LinkedIn, I have about 15,000 connections, I think, which is awesome. And I used a Chrome extension called Linked Helper, which really helped me get a lot of connections. And Instagram, that's been like a process. So that my page is like 8 years old or something now. Just collabing with these influencers, working my way up. So the way I started was Instagram DM and emails, and you got to work your way up. So like you start with people that have like 5,000 followers to like 100,000. You get a bunch of them, and then you work your way up to people that have more followers, and just you keep going up and up. As you get more social proof, it becomes easier. And Instagram DM, I think, is one of the most powerful outreach tools. That's how I've gotten like 80% of our collaborations. And then TikTok, just posting is the way you go viral on there. If you could post 3 times a day on there, like you'll eventually get a viral video.
Do you have any viral video on TikTok?
Yeah, we have 2. I have 2 that have 500,000 views, and I just started taking it really serious like the past week, just posting 3 times a day.
Wow. So what's the video about? And did the video game generate any leads for you or any business, or mainly like visibility?
I think mainly visibility now, but you can have your website in the bio URL that's clickable. They just added that, and you can also add your email now. But it got a ton of views, and like the top comment had like 3,000 likes, so people were engaging in it. I know a ton of TikTokers that are making like a lot of money now.
Oh wow. So do you think, how about for like the main demographic on TikTok is mainly young people, right? Is that true?
Yeah.
Or
Super young, like 13 to 17.
Okay. So that's kind of your demographic. But for people who are kind of like, I'm mainly educating and connecting with the parents. So do you think people like us kind of serving an older generation, should we also give TikTok a try, or what do you think?
I mean, I would try it. Gary V is doing well, but he does have a young audience. But I mean, for your school that you're doing, it could be worth trying. Maybe these kids will tell their parents that they saw like your videos, and you never know.
So what's your content creation strategy? Do you have a team to help you plan out your content? How much in advance do you plan out your content? So what's your content strategy?
Yeah, so I'm just taking that serious now. So for my monthly networking events, I have videographers now, and I'm telling them that, we need to get a video at each event. And then also we need it in Instagram and LinkedIn format, because we started pushing the events on LinkedIn and noticed a lot of people on there are really interested, because everyone there is trying to network and further their business. So that's like the platform that I'm taking really serious now for the events.
Totally. That's how you and I got connected, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So here's a great question from Michael, who is joining us live from the UK. Thank you. And he asked you, what do you think about young people choosing college courses? And so he thinks that many people choose the wrong course to study. So are there any like tips or specific guidelines you can share with them, like share with the parents to guide their children to choose the right majors and courses they want to study so they can have a fulfilling career?
Yeah, so I did a really bad job with that, because every class I picked, like, I didn't really like, except psychology. That one was okay. But I think the ones I picked online were like amazing. Like the ones I purchased with my own money outside of the college, like those ones, man, I learned so much from those. But it depends on what your kid wants to do. I mean, everyone's different,
What are your favorite online learning platforms?
So I mean, YouTube's great. Like that's almost unbeatable in my opinion. I've learned so much from YouTube. But I like Sam Ovens, Alex Becker. I think Grant Cardone has decent stuff. There's so many. Depends on what niche you're going for. But mindset, I really like Tom Bilyeu. He's the founder of Quest Nutrition. I think they sold for like $1 billion. He has really good mindset videos.
Yeah. So what are some of your favorite purchased courses that really helped you scale and gain your business savviness? Like you want to share with us?
Yeah. So for e-commerce, Ezra Firestone has really good courses on online marketing and running paid ads. Sam Ovens, if you're going from mindset and productivity up level, really good course. It's about going from 6 figures a year to 7 figures a year in revenue. So yeah, those two were probably my favorite ones. And yeah, I've seen hundreds of them. I've seen like Tai Lopez. I've seen all those big guys. So those two are probably my favorite though.
Oh, I love this. Thank you for the recommendation. So going back to the question, we asked, Michael asked earlier regarding college degree. So do you think in this day and age, a college degree is necessary for young children to young adults to have a successful career?
For entrepreneurs, no, definitely not. But if you're going for like becoming a doctor or like a lawyer, then yeah. But everyone I do business with doesn't even bring up a degree, or like they don't ask what your GPA is. Like, they think it's a joke, honestly. Yeah. And anyone I will hire in the future, I will not base them off if they have a degree or not.
That's actually a great question to transition. I want to know, like, like you're talking about, eventually I think maybe you will grow a bigger team. So what do you think are some of the most important hard skills and soft skills that should be incorporated into the school curriculum? Or even if their children are not going to a school, parents should really help their children to supplement at home. So what do you think are those hard and soft skills will help them succeed in life? You will hire those people.
Yeah, I think you have to have really good social skills. Like networking is a huge aspect of becoming successful in business. And that was one of my biggest mistakes, because my first like 2 years, I don't think I didn't leave my room because I was just working so hard online, but I wasn't meeting the people I needed to meet. So then I started going to events, and that's when we did that 1.2 million that year, because I was going to events, meeting people that could help me in areas that I wasn't good at. And when I realized you hire people and stuff you're not good at, you can focus on what you are good at. And that's when like things started taking off. So I think they need to teach better social skills, networking skills. They need to teach social media marketing. I mean, it's crazy that they don't even know what like Facebook ads are. So they just need to be more up to date, and you can't do that in a textbook. So the way to do that, like I said earlier, is to bring in people that are doing that.
Yeah. I so agree. I so agree. And speaking of social media marketing, I think even if a kid is learning how to become a doctor or in medicine or law, this kid needs to understand how to market him or herself. I think that is a core skill that
Mhm.
every kid should learn. Even on YouTube, I started to follow those like really amazing doctors. They have their
Mhm.
own YouTube channel. They're organizing their own conference, and
Yeah.
lawyers teaching people something. Like, I think if you know how to use social media to market yourself, there are so many potentials to generate income and impact.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like I see those chiropractor videos on YouTube and Instagram that have millions of views. Think about how many clients it's bringing them. And I see those plastic surgeons on Instagram that, get so many likes. They're probably getting tons of clients as well.
Yeah. And even I know a dear friend, he's a plumber and he has this incredible presence on LinkedIn. And he said like LinkedIn is generating business for him as a plumber. Isn't that
Wow,
interesting?
that's amazing.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it just shows how much our career landscape is changing. But unfortunately, I feel like many students, they are not aware of this, and many teachers definitely have no clue, and many parents. I wonder if you can also share with us, like, kind of reflecting on your own journey. Like,
Mhm.
many people join us live are parents. So what's some like advice you want to share with parents so that they can create this safe space for their own children to flourish, to pursue their dreams and passions, to
Mhm.
support them to become who they are?
Yeah, it's crazy because times are so different from when our parents were in school. Like there was no phones, no social media, no anything. So I understand why they're, worrying about like get good grades and stuff. Like it makes sense because that's how they had to get through college. But it's a different world now. Like you can make money from your phone, like from social media apps. It's
Mm,
crazy. But I'm just gonna let my kid do what they love, and you know what they say, like when you become really good at something, there's always a way to make money from it.
mm,
So yeah,
I
that's
love
what I'm
that.
gonna do. I'm not gonna force my kids into like, into social media marketing if they don't like it.
Yeah, I love it. So, do you have any big plans for yourself? Jersey champs, and any like, where do you see yourself in a few years? Any big plans that you are working on?
Yeah, I'm excited. Probably moving out of Jersey in the next few years to some big city. We'll see if that happens. I host these free monthly networking events. Our first one had 20 people at it, and then now we're over 100 at each one. So I'm really excited to see that grow. Hopefully, we can keep growing that. And Jersey it's so trendy, so we'll always be releasing new designs as there's trends coming up. And as long as we keep growing in profit, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So when you had that very first event, like 20 people showed up, did you feel like discouraged, or how did you feel about it?
So yeah, so we've had, I think, 7 events now. My first 6 events, I lost money on each one. So I was down about 5 grand in total. But I knew the vision was like to make amazing connections and then the money would come through that, which it has already. Now we're actually profitable. Last event was our first profitable one. But I always think so long term that I'm not worried about losing money in the beginning, and
Mm.
people really like what I'm building, I think. So I'm excited. We're going to Miami next month, and that's going to be a big thing because I'm going to see if we can branch this off out of Jersey.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations. I love you're such a visionary. I love how you think, focus on the long term. So for your events, do you actually charge people to go, or a free mixer?
No, so I'm taking Gary Vee's strategy of free content. So I'm going to make it free as long as I can sustain it. So yeah, for now it's free, and hopefully I could keep it that way forever.
Wow, that's awesome. And I want to ask you, and so I want to share this article. It's really a great article. I'm also going to share in the comment section. So you got featured. Oh, wow, look at this article, 100K views. Incredible. So how did this opportunity come to you, Sean?
Yeah, so
I
this
know,
was
actually, I
amazing.
know Elaine. I think she has a book talking about, one like a one person $1 million business
Yep.
model. Yeah.
Yeah, this was amazing. So my friend I was talking about earlier, like surround yourself with like-minded people. He got featured by Elaine because he has another company that did 2 million last year, and he doesn't have any employees also. And then he referred me to Elaine, and we hit it off on the phone. Like, she interviewed me, and then we did this article. And then even after this, she invited me to speak at her conference, which I met 2 other people that own $1 million zero employee companies. And that's what I mean by networking. Like, it's just amazing.
Oh my God, that's such a great honor. That's such a great honor. What's her conference about? What's the name of her conference?
It was just like an event in the New York Public Library. I don't know if it was like an actual conference, but there was like 100 people or something, and it was just a panel. And yeah, I met some really cool people that I still talk to now.
Yeah. Now you have a much larger like network and higher visibility. So how is that? Even this particular article, how is that affecting your business?
Yeah, that Forbes piece led to so many different opportunities. Like, Fox News wanted me to come on their show, so that might happen in the future. Yeah, getting PR is like, it's really good social proof. Like, if you're able to get something for your school that you're starting, like, you're gonna get a lot of eyeballs on it. So
Totally. I mean, I got one that was before I launched my school, but even that one has generated so many opportunities for me. Yeah.
I bet. Yeah.
And you mentioned a lot about networking, and I wonder if there are some tips you can share with us. How do you make sure you are connecting with the right people who can generate about win-win situation?
Yeah, so I tackle it in 2 ways. I do the in-person networking events. I try to go to one every couple months at the very minimum. Meetup.com has a great amount of events, like tons of them, and they're usually free or super cheap. So I try to go to one of those. And then I try to go to the actual big business conferences, like Grant Cardone, Shopify, e-commerce one, stuff like that. And my goal when I'm there is try to network with the speakers the most, and the VIP guests, and anyone that can just bring value. So yeah, I absolutely love networking. And then on social media, I'm constantly networking on LinkedIn and Instagram over DMs, like every single day. And that's how I've made so many connections.
Well, I love that. Oh, I wanted to ask you. You mentioned this Chrome extension called Link Helper. What is that? What is that?
Oh yeah, so I think it's linkedhelper.com, and it's basically an automation process for LinkedIn. So they have so many features, but it can basically help you get more connections, and it can also send messages to your current contacts. So when I'm having networking events, I'll have it message everyone in that city, hey, I'm having this networking event. Would you like to come, or something like that? Because if I was to manually do that with my like thousands of connections, it would take me hours. So that just helps automate it, and it runs while I sleep. So I'm all about, automation, delegation, saving time.
Oh, wow. So what's the website? Link Helper, is that right?
Or I think it's linked, LINKED helper.com.
Okay. Wow, I didn't know about this. Yeah.
Yeah, so that helped me get all my connections.
Yeah, I'll do a quick screen share. So this is really cool. So does LinkedIn support? Because sometimes if you use something like this, I'm not sure they will put you into like a LinkedIn prison jail or something. So is this something that's supported by LinkedIn? You think it's safe?
So my friend works there, and I asked her about it. She said like it's a gray area, but as long as you're not abusing it, like you're not spamming people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, like we should all check this out. Yeah. So any like advice for we talked about parents, anything you want to share with students who are maybe going through the traditional path, they don't feel like really particularly enjoying this, and so any advice you want to share with them?
Yeah, so just know that the value you're going to get in college is going to be through the people you meet, and not through what you're learning in class. You're not going to use most of that information at all. So just really take the networking serious, because you might be able to get a job through your fraternity or through connections. I know people that were in fraternities like have easy access to internships and jobs. So that's the one good thing about colleges. And you're going to meet your lifelong friends there. So that's also cool. But just know that what you learn in class, like you're not going to actually use any of that pretty much. And if you know that, you should be fine.
It's so interesting. I'm sure many parents right now, their hearts are bleeding, like thinking about how much money I invest in my children's education. But so true. I so agree with you. And many things you learn is irrelevant and outdated. By the time you graduate, it's like, why do you even need this? So yeah, that's definitely true. So where are you? Are you mostly share with us a social media channel that people can connect with you?
Yeah, so probably LinkedIn, just Sean Kelly, or Instagram is what I use the most for messaging. Oh, that's cool. You got it at the bottom.
Yeah, so that's Sean's Instagram. So do you even have time to respond to every single person's DM, or do you have a person to help you manage your social media?
No, I still respond to everything myself. Hopefully I can keep doing that as long as possible. But yeah, it takes about an hour a day, but I just bang through them all. And so many cool connections and like opportunities are in my DMs like every day. I just love DMs.
Wow, that is so encouraging to hear. Any productivity tips? You know, you are running this company, you have so many freelancers, you are also responding personally on social media. Do you ever sleep? Like, how do you maintain your productivity?
Yeah. So I definitely sleep. I take that very serious now because the first year I was not sleeping. It ended up taking a big toll on my health. Definitely sleep, probably like 6 to 8 hours a day. And then I try to get up as early as I can because I'm more productive in the morning. And I try to learn every day, and I try to just do what I'm good at, and I outsource everything else. And if you do that, then you'll be fine.
Any like specific like tools that really help you to manage, you know, project management or productivity tools that you use?
I really like Trello.
Mm.
That's where I keep my to-do list, and then I drag everything I did to the next tab over, which is the completed list. I have a habit journal, so every day I have like 5 to 7 things I need to get done, and it's like a checkbox for each day. Like wake up early, brush my teeth, meditate, like stuff like that, like simple things. Go to the gym, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
How about goal setting? Do you set up like big goals for yourself, like you want to accomplish in the next year or a few years down the road?
Yeah, I have that in a whiteboard. I think that's also very important.
Wow, clearly, I think you can probably teach a class on this, you know, to your fellow like peers. Yeah, when you did a guest talk at Rutgers University, how did you feel about it? Like, you know, the young people who are probably your age.
No, yeah, I loved it. I loved it. They all like loved it too, and like they come to my networking events now. It was I'd love to speak at more colleges, and I just started speaking more and more, and I really liked it. But that's another thing. Public school like taught me to be scared of public speaking because they would make me present on topics like I didn't care about, I guess.
Right. That's right.
So I was really scared of public speaking for the longest time, and then I finally started, and now I love it.
It's so amazing. I think, you know, there are quite a few transitions, you know, from not enjoying learning to love learning, hate public speaking to love public speaking. I think just learning has to be really personal. Once you discover that personal connection, it is really not that bad. Yeah. So any parting piece of advice for fellow parents, entrepreneurs you want to share with us to kind of, you know, just based on your journey to help our children be like you?
Yeah, I mean, just be careful. Like college is so expensive these days. Like you see all these articles and stuff about it. It's so crazy to me. I think like you can get like just as much value, if not more, from like honestly YouTube videos, books, and like other courses. So just keep an eye on that. I'm not telling you to like force your kids to drop out or anything, but just yeah, just do what your kids want to do. Don't force them to do anything they don't want to do because that's when it gets ugly. Yeah.
Do you wish you were starting earlier on this journey?
Yeah, I used to say that, but I think everything happens for a reason. And, I got to have fun that first freshman year and get that college experience. So I try not to regret anything too hard.
Sounds so awesome. Yeah, thank you so much for spending almost an hour with us and sharing your journey, your story. And I feel so inspired. Everyone loved it. And thank you so much, everyone. Here again is Sean's Feel free to connect with him on Instagram and message him. As you can see, he responds to everyone personally. That is very impressive. Yeah, thank you so much, and everyone for joining us live. And so I hope to see you next Friday, the same time, same location. And thank you so much again, Sean. And I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me, I.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.